Hey, what are you eating over there?
Huh?
What are you eating over there?
You know what I was eating? Some chips, tortilla
Oh,
chips.
are those the Tostito scoops?
The scoops. I love the scoops
Yeah.
with the salsa. You keep the salsa in there,
so
man.
yeah.
They're the best, right? They're
Oh,
if I have my choice, I'm getting the scoops every single time over just the flat chip. It's better, so much better.
You know what? I like the Tostitos flat chips, but they break too easy.
Yeah, as soon as you dip, they break.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up food, and it's not pertaining to your weird food habits, but just a food question in general.
Yeah,
we all get to the point where we
after you shoot me, you get a shot somehow.
No, but we all get to a point where we have certain foods that we just acquire a taste for. It could be as simple as Tostitos chips, certain peanut butter, to where if you eat a different brands, like I can't eat this. My kids will say that I'm bougie sometimes because certain peanut butters, like I like Jif.
I'm a Peter Pan guy. Yeah,
I can't have generic brand. Like with you, okay, Cheerios. Could you eat off-brand Cheerios and enjoy them the same? See what I mean? We just have certain foods, certain palates just need certain things. Like when it comes to like certain plain potato chips, like I like Jay's, Frito-Lay's.
Yep.
And sometimes, my family shops at Aldi, and they have a lot of good stuff. But they'll bring a Aldi brand type potato chip, and I'm like,
I know. You always hesitate at first.
Yes. Doritos. It's got to be Doritos. Don't give me an off-brand Doritos.
I'm with you there.
See what I mean? Yep. See, it has nothing to do with you. See, I'm trying to be. It's Monday, Rob. I'm in a good mood. I had a good weekend. The grandkids drove me nuts this morning, as I told you guys earlier. All three of them they were in rare fashion this morning.
You know what I also like? Speaking of
what,
when you get a hard taco shell, the new ones that they make now that are like kind of square at the bottom.
Yes.
They hold the meat and everything else in there better. They don't break as easy. I like that, man.
I like the standard taco shell. It's just a personal preference. I understand when you bite into it, all of a sudden it's like the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah, it just
right down the middle.
Yeah.
But see, I like biting and catching at the same time. See, it's just, Kevin Savard has asked me this question several times throughout the show. So let me approach. Kevin asked me, did I get the table done? I told you last week my wife wanted to get a table. Mm-hmm. No, Kevin, I did not, because my wife ordered these dinette chairs for the kitchen, right?
Okay.
They were the absolute worst in terms of putting them together.
Oh, really?
I put one together. My wife saw it. Number one, it was too low. It was like a glorified kiddie's chair. So we put them all back in the box and shipped them back. Okay. So now she's contemplating what kind of chair she wants. So until she orders the chair, I am not doing the table, because we have to bring the table up from the basement, and it will have to take her spot in the garage, which means another car will be put in the driveway. There's already enough cars in the driveway. Mm-hmm. So I get out of doing the table for at least a few more weeks. Who knows? She could be out ordering them today, knowing her. Yeah. The way stuff is delivered in this house, she ordered, or she just left. So she ordered in the last couple of weeks 7 different rugs. Wanted to change the rugs in the foyer. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a round table in the foyer, so she had to get a round one for that one. She orders one, not wide enough. She ordered another one, the color that she saw in the picture, not the same color as the rug when it got here. Then the longer rug, the rectangle rug, she ordered some of those, not the colors she thought she was getting. Too short, too long. 7 different rugs, Rob, took back to UPS.
Oh my God, really?
You think I'm kidding? There's 7 different rugs, yes. And I expect it to be more of the same to come. Yes.
Okay.
Wow. So Kevin, no, I've not done the table, but I know it's coming. It's coming. So
all right. Fair enough. All right. So a couple things with the Phillies, Derek. Let's just dive into where things are right now in the standings, because if you look at the wild card, it is crazy tight. Okay. Yes. So here's where everything is basically a half game. So the Reds are the number 1 team right now. They're a half game up on both Arizona and San Fran. They're tied.
Yep.
Phillies are a half game behind Arizona and San Francisco, as are the Marlins. Yep. So you have 5 teams that are basically separated by a game. That's it. This thing is it's going to be a wild race to the end. I'm telling you.
I expect it to be this way all the way to the bitter end. I really do. Mm-hmm. because a few teams are better than we thought they would be. I didn't think Arizona would be as good as they have been this year. I didn't think Miami would be as good as they have been this year. But those teams are going to be there at the very end. I didn't think the Phillies would be as mediocre after the additions they made. I didn't think the Phillies would be as mediocre as they've been. And there's still teams on the outside looking in. You got the Cubs, you got the Padres. They're 5.5 and 6 back, but you got to pay attention to them as well. I'm loving this, Rob. And the thing is, you see Cincinnati right now at the head of the wild card race. Hey, tomorrow could be Milwaukee.
I know. That division's just flipping. Yeah.
It's like every week it changes, you know.
Yep.
It's Milwaukee one week and Cincinnati the next week. That's going to be a race until the bitter end. Right now, Milwaukee's only a half game up on Cincinnati. The Reds, once again, they've won 5 in a row. You know, they're on a hot streak again.
Yeah.
You know, and the Brewers are up like the Brewers are like the Phillies, up and down. The Brewers lost 2 out of 3 to Atlanta over the weekend, but then again, everybody loses to Atlanta, so you know that's to be expected.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this race. I know we hone in on the Phillies, but every day I'm watching the standings to see who's up, who's down. You know, Arizona was number 1 out west. Now all of a sudden the Dodgers are leading the division again.
I know.
And Arizona's dropped into a tie with San Francisco in second place in that division.
You know, it feels like the only, I don't know, the one real lock obviously is Atlanta. Nobody's catching Atlanta. I mean, let's be real about that. I'm talking about in the National League, not the AL. But yeah, the West could keep flipping. You know, I feel like LA is starting to distance themselves a little bit, but you know, the Diamondbacks and Giants aren't that far off. You know, the team we kept waiting for that I just don't feel like it's happening. Padres.
Yes.
It's just something's off there with that team. There's too much talent for them to be what they are.
The thing is, they're minus 4 games in the win-loss column, but they're plus 52 in a run differential.
Yeah,
they can score runs. They just can't stop people from scoring.
Yeah,
you know, that's a streaky team. You know, and they're 10 games out behind the Dodgers, and they're 6 games behind the D-backs and the Giants. The Padres are a loaded team with talent. I don't know what's going on with that team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no question. So there's that. Here's a couple things. So the good news is Wheeler pitched great. He didn't have anything to show for it, unfortunately. And I think Nola pitched pretty well, but the home runs are still a problem. So at least your 2 big boys pitched well. That's good. Here's the issue, Derek. You know, this continues with Trey Turner, both in the field and at the plate, his struggles. And I think we need to move on from he's turning a corner eventually because he's too good. I don't know.
I said that.
You know, 249 on the season. He finally got over a 300 on base, but he's at 302. 390 slugging percentage stinks. 690 OPS stinks. I think he has 10 errors in the field. I think
it's 11 now. He's up to 11. Yeah.
Legitimately bad year. I mean, just across the board for him. Castellanos, to his credit, he was great in the first half. He's really struggled here since the All-Star break.
Yes, he is.
And he's fallen into some of those bad habits of chasing just low and away and automatically swinging no matter what. Schwarber, 185 batting average. You look at the strikeouts, Derek, he's got 131 strikeouts already through 99 games.
Are you surprised, though? That's what he does.
No, I'm not. The good news is, because Harper played so well in the field, and because I think they're either going to make a move or at least you'll throw Rojas or somebody else out there, he's not going to be playing the field anymore. I think we've gotten past that point, which is encouraging at least. The positive news is Bryson Stott's been awesome all year.
Yes.
Brandon Marsh is playing very well for them. Yeah, he's hitting 279, 280. Stott's over 300. You've gotten help from your sort of bottom tier guys. The other one I should put in there as a big offensive concern is Real Muto. 244, Derek.
Yeah. Did you see his strikeout yesterday?
Awful. Oh my God, was that bad? It was bad.
Was it any worse than what we've seen Harper, Turner, Castellanos, Schwarber strike out when they've struck out? Dude, it's an epidemic. Yeah. The entire lineup is swinging at pitches that are outside, way outside, low, breaking. They can't handle breaking pitches. Who was it? We were talking about it earlier last week. the previous weekend, was it Castellanos or Turner who swung at a third strike that bounced in the dirt before
it was Castellanos. It was unbelievable. It bounced and
it bounced in front of the plate.
Yep.
And he struck out on it. This has been an epidemic, Robin. That's why I said I can't get too high on this Phillies team. They haven't shown me enough yet.
Right.
They really haven't.
Yeah. No, listen, it's fair.
The only team that we know that they can handle right now on a consistent basis is Washington. That's the only team we know. Yeah. Outside of that, it's like very, very gently turn the page with one eye open every day just to see what might happen. But I can't. That's what. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised, as bad as they played, to come in here and roll over Baltimore. But then again, I said that last week. I thought they would sweep the Brewers. And the way they lost to the Brewers, once the Brewers got to the back end of their bullpen, it was over. It was over for the Phillies. You know?
Yeah, the tough thing is you don't really know what the identity is. Like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They're not an offensive team. They're not a power team. You know, they've gotten pretty good relief pitching. I will say that. So maybe that's what they are. But I don't know exactly what they are. Now, trade deadline in 8 days, Derek. One of the hot name now is Tommy Pham. Okay. He's been the hot name that's been bandied about. He's a Met now. He's bounced around San Diego, St. Louis. You know, he's been a lot of different spots. But he's the latest guy that they're talking about. He's in the last year of his deal. You know, he can do a lot of different things. He's got some pop. He's a pretty good hitter. He's a pretty good fielder. You know, solid. He's a solid player. Like, he would definitely be an upgrade out there for sure. He's 35 years old. It's a short-term thing.
Yep.
You know, I could live with that if you're not giving a ton up to get him.
Okay. But like I asked you in the show meeting, if you have a number one priority and one only, you want an arm or do you want a bat?
Here's my order. I go bat.
No order. Just one. Just bat. One. You get one.
Bat.
More so than an arm.
Yes, because they don't hit home runs. This team does not have any pop, Derek, because Harper's not hitting home runs. Turner's not. We lost Derek. I guess we lost Derek. Here's why I say that. Okay. So if you look at the Phillies, Derek, if you can hear us, we lost you if you want to jump back in. Here's what we have in terms of the home runs. Yes, there's Schwarber with his 26. I think we have Derek back. There you go. Hi.
That was my bad. I did that, bro. That was me.
I know when you go that fast, you hit the wrong button. But anyway, I didn't want to. I had your back. Okay. I blamed it on technical issues.
Look, bro, you know me, I'm a big boy. I call it like I see it. Hey, if it's on me, brother, call it. Just call it. Just say D-Gun did it again.
I got your back. You want to call yourself out, you do that. I won't call you out.
D-Gun did it again.
No, so here's what I was saying, Derek. This is why I said a bat. All right, if you take Schwarber, yeah, we know he has 26 home runs. All right, just for a second, put that aside. After that, you got Castellanos with 14. You have Trey Turner with 10. You have Real Muto with 12. Nobody else is in double figures for home runs. And this was a team that was supposed to be a power team. Yeah, you had some bad luck. Hoskins got hurt. Harper's coming back from the injury, so he isn't quite the power hitter. You understand it a little bit. But there have been other guys who have underachieved on you. And therefore, to me, I got to try and bring in some offensive pop. That's my justification.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Depending on what you could get in terms of offensive pop, is there anyone in the lineup right now you would consider trading?
In the lineup?
Is there anybody in the everyday lineup offensively that you would consider trading because you're just so thoroughly frustrated with them, watching them night in and night out?
Boy, it's a good question. That's a really good question. Am I going to sound counterintuitive when I say this? I would, if somebody would, I think if somebody would take Schwarber off my hands, I'd probably do it if I could get some pop
really?
Back. Well, you have 3 years left. Ooh. I think he signed a 4-year deal. He might have signed a 4-year deal.
Ooh.
Anyway, I would maybe think about that. He's such a limited player. Like, I know he hits home runs, but he can't field. He strikes out a ton. He can't run. I would consider. I'm not really looking to move anybody.
No, I know
in the lineup, but he's the one. Like, I wouldn't. I know everybody wants to trade Trey Turner now. I get it.
No,
but I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm
not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not trading Real Muto. I don't want to move Bohm. I don't want to move Stott. I could say that for sure. Obviously, I'm not moving Harper. No, I don't think so, Derek. Other than that.
See, I know people are down on Real Muto, but he is one of the best catchers in the game, and I got to have defense. You know, even the great teams in some areas give up offense if they have stellar defense at a certain position.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't, it's hard to replace his defense behind the plate. You know, and as much as he's struggling at the plate right now, I need him behind the plate, especially in big game moments. I get he's only hitting 244. I get his home runs are down. He only has 12. But I got to have him. You know, you look at your boy Schwarber, 372 plate appearances, 26 homers, nice. 61 ribbies, nice. 131 strikeouts. You know, they have 1, 2, 3. They have 4 guys in their lineup that have already exceeded 100 strikeouts.
I know. It's worrisome. No other way to put it. It's worrisome. But the thing with a guy like, and really a lot of these guys, but let's just take Real Muto. They're streaky. So they're due. When they get going, they can carry you for a couple of weeks.
Well, so is Castellanos, streaky hitter.
Mm-hmm. But
he has a capability of helping you in big situations, as we saw when he got to September in the playoff run last year.
Yep.
I can't remember, Rob, and we've talked about this a number of times, and I've thought about this over the past week. I can't remember in recent history where you've had an entire lineup of hitters, especially big hitters, that have gone in a tailspin like this entire lineup. Now, granted, we agree the back end of their lineup has outperformed the front end in so many ways in terms of consistency. You know, you look at the big money they have at the front end of that lineup, from Schwarber to Turner to even Harper. I'm including Harper in this also.
Yeah.
Look at the money. Heck, between Turner and Harper alone, you got over $600 million locked up.
Yep, you do. You
Are they playing like $600 million athletes?
Yeah. No, not even close. No.
Nope. You know,
and I really look. I give Harper a bit of a pass here. I like, he's still helping you in a lot of ways, right? He is. He's getting clutch hits. He had the game-winning single yesterday. He's now playing a good first base. He's still hitting 290-ish. The power's not there, and yes, that hurts them as a team for sure. But man, what you're getting out of Turner is just slop, offensively and defensively. It's hard to even fathom. It really is how bad it's been.
Is it safe to say that Turner is your Castellanos of 2023?
He's getting there real quick, Derek. He's on the fast track, man. He's on the Excella. Woo! There's no stopping. But they need him. All right, let's get a timeout in. Let's come back. Let's turn our sights back to football here. We're going to move up our greatest series a little bit. So we'll do that in the next segment. And we'll jump into the Eagles running back usage, because that's something Nick Sirianni addressed. And he talked about the way, what he'd be open to, how he views it, those kind of things. I thought it was pretty interesting. So we'll do all that when we come back. Don't go anywhere. That's Derek. I'm Rob. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Time to tell you about Pro Action Restoration. Yes, Pro Action Restoration. All right, we're in that point of the summer where you can get some hard rain, right? Some heavy rain, some crazy weather. And sometimes that can cause flooding. It can cause, water damage, fire, smoke, mold damage, whatever the case may be. When that's the case and you're not really sure who to turn to, I got the people for you, and it's Pro Action Restoration. The beauty is, too, they're on call 24 hours, 7 days a week. So you have a problem in the middle of the night, you have a problem on a weekend, on a holiday, whatever, they will be there. I could tell you that from personal experience, because it happened to me at my parents' house a number of years ago, and they got out there on a Saturday and they cleaned everything up in a big, big way, and it was a great experience. They are licensed, bonded, and fully insured. They've been serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction with your insurance company. So again, water, fire, smoke damage, mold remediation, the stuff that is just too difficult for you to handle, reach out to them, because they will take care of it. Give them a call, 610-623-3760, 610-623-3760, or online at proactionrestoration.com. That's proactionrestoration.com.